Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/maliciouscompliance, where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some malicious compliance stories. It's usually a good idea to know your own rules before you start enforcing them. It's 1994 and I'm in 8th grade, 13 years old, at a private religious school that had some very interesting rules. One of which was that we were not allowed to bring meat to school. They had some other really weird views on things like medicine, if that gives you some idea of the religion. Neither myself nor my family subscribed to the school's religion, but it happened to be the best private school in the area, and I was having some issues with bullying in public school, so this is where I landed. A little background: I have blood sugar issues that have since become more manageable, but due to the dietary restrictions and general rules of the school, I was not allowed to eat as often or as nutritiously in order for me to maintain myself throughout the day, and as such I was often irritable, and before long I was labelled a troublemaker. One Thursday afternoon in the spring, I had a particularly bad blood sugar episode after gym class, and had to be sent to the nurse. Quotations used because although she had basic medical training, it was only enough to placate the school's insurance. And per their religion, she did absolutely nothing but allow one to lie down and pray until they felt better. I straight up passed out, like for the rest of the school day. I was actually stirred back to consciousness by the sound of my mother screaming bloody murder at the principal, nurse, and receptionist, about 30 feet and 3 walls away. However motivating the ruckus was, I could not pull myself off of the infirmary cot. My mother had to carry me out to the car and drive me to the emergency room for emergency rehydration. I did not return to school on Friday, prompting my best friend Craig to call and check on me. I told him what happened, and he said he had a plan. Cue malicious compliance. The following Monday, we had gym in the morning. The school was a K-12, so our gym class hours would switch with the younger classes, depending on the weather. On this particular day, we were doing some timed mile runs. Now, I've always been a gangly dude with an above average stride, so my average mile time was pretty good. Low 5s, which isn't bad for a 13-year-old. But today, I decided to push myself and see if I could come in under 5. Edit: I did not run the mile in under 5 until several years later. That was just included in order to give you an idea of how much time we had. I was one of the first to finish, with Craig coming in close behind. We went to the grass to relax, and Craig pulls something out of the waistband of his shorts. It's his mum's credit card. He then tells me that his dad's cell phone, uncommon in '94 but not unheard of in his dad's line of work, is in his gym locker. We ask for permission to go change for lunch, since the run is all we're doing today. Gym teacher says yes, and we haul butt to the locker room. We get to the locker room and begin to enact our plan. Craig calls Pizza Hut and orders a large meat lover's pizza to be delivered to us at school. The school has strict but ambiguously written rules about students conducting financial transactions on school grounds. So we used the credit card to pay for the pizza over the phone, so no money changed hands on the property. Fast forward 25 minutes. Craig and I are sitting in the cafeteria with our friends, the two of us not eating. Enter Pizza Hut guy, who, thankfully, seemed intrigued by what happened. Imagine you're a pizza guy called to a school cafeteria with a single pizza. Every eye in the room was on this guy as he awkwardly said, louder than normal talking but still kind of sheepishly, "I have a large meat lovers for Craig M." Craig and I look at each other and leap up, run to the Pizza Hut guy, and Craig says, "I'm Craig M, that's for me." He then shows Pizza Hut guy the credit card used to place the order, and Pizza Hut guy seems okay with this. At this moment, the principal, hereafter known as PC for Principal Not a Nice Guy, comes running out of his office. Just as Craig and I lift the lid on the box to inspect the pizza before taking it from Pizza Hut guy, the principal gets hit full in the face with a wave of hot meat fumes and absolutely loses his mind, slapping the pizza box closed and sending it to the floor, thankfully unharmed. Craig and I were taken by the ear to the office, where we were told to wait for our parents. My mother arrived about 15 minutes later, absolutely furious that she had to leave work, and Craig's dad, who had been at home waiting for the phone to ring, arrived a couple minutes later. The conversation that followed went about like this. Your boys violated the rules and are subject to expulsion. Craig's dad says, what exactly did they do? They brought meat to school and conducted a financial transaction on school grounds. Didn't you say they had it delivered? Well, yes, but what does that have to do? So they didn't bring it then? Well, they had it brought. That's the same thing. Show me the student handbook. Lo and behold, it doesn't say anything about being brought meat at school, only bringing it ourselves. One down. That still doesn't excuse the financial transaction rule. How was the pizza paid for? I assume it was cash, since neither of these boys are old enough to have a credit card. See, that's where you're wrong. I gave Craig a credit card in case of emergencies. Name one instance in which ordering a pizza is an emergency. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Ebola Schwartz hospitalized last week for blood sugar related exhaustion and dehydration? That's confidential school information, and actually, Craig is my best friend, so he knows all about it. He even called me over the weekend to check on me. Did you? No, he didn't. No one from the school did. I have wasted enough of my time here today, and I'm starting to think that I've wasted enough of my money here overall. You want me to expel my kid? Fine, I'll pull all 4 of my kids out. Now you're losing 5 tuition checks a month over a pizza, and some kids who apparently know your rules better than you do. My mum nods in agreement and we stand up to leave. The principal ended up backpedaling hard, and we got off without any repercussions. To put the cherry on our day, Craig's dad pointed out the rule about finishing your entire lunch or getting into trouble, and since you kept these boys in the office for their entire lunch period, you have to give them the opportunity to follow the rules like everyone else. So Craig and I got to sit in the cafeteria by ourselves for an entire period, eating our now called Victory Pizza. Okay, that's gotta be the best tasting pizza, a Victory Pizza. I don't even care if it's cold, I bet it's so much nicer. Don't like my food? Here, have the hottest hot sauce in the world. My girlfriend has a douchebag of a father. Her mother is wonderful, but her dad is a screwball. She knows how I feel and is thankfully very understanding and keeps him and my interactions to a minimum. However, last week I moved into my first apartment in Seattle and my girlfriend brought her parents over for dinner. When I served plates of salmon and potatoes that I was very proud of, her father proclaimed that after barely taking a bite that it was tasteless and embarrassing. He then demanded some hot sauce. I happen to be sort of an odd collector and like to keep the extremes of different things. I have Black Insomnia Coffee, the world's strongest coffee, Spiritus Rectifinewane, 96% alcohol, and most importantly, Mad Dog 357, which is the strongest hot sauce you can buy. The Scoville scale rates food spiciness, and for reference, the Carolina Reaper is 1.56 million SHU. The Mad Dog is 9 million SHU. So here is the preceding conversation. Sorry, the only one I have is way too hot. I'm not like you, I can handle it. Bring it here. No, I mean it's actually, just bring me the sauce so I can stomach this food. Me, malicious compliance activated. Sure, I'll get it for you. The douchebag then douses one of his potatoes in it and smugly takes a bite. The kick hits him almost immediately, and without saying anything, he gets up to go into the fridge. It is very clear he is in pain, but is trying to hide it. My girlfriend understood what was going on. Are you okay, Dad? He was obviously looking for milk in the fridge, and here is the kicker. I'm lactose intolerant. There is no milk in my apartment. Without saying anything, he collected his belongings and left. My girlfriend and I had a good laugh explaining what had happened to her mum, and we enjoyed the good food I made in peace. Sorry, you can't use that entrance. A while ago, my dad was in the military and was stationed on a large ship. One day when the ship was docked, he was about to go home when a superior officer, who disliked him for some reason, put him on guard duty at the cargo bay entrance. Don't ask me why he could do that, I have no idea. So my dad was not happy, but orders are orders, and he got to it. The thing is, that day, there was some sort of reception for the higher up and their family on the ship. And with the way the port was made, the cargo bay was the most direct way into the ship from the parking. Otherwise, you'd have to make a rather long detour to reach the actual entrance of the ship. Well, it just happens that in the cargo bay, hard hats are mandatory. and the higher-ups and their wives' fancy clothing didn't include hard hats. So my dad refused entry to every single one. The superior officer didn't try to make him stay late again. And that is why safety is #1 priority. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other stories, then click on screen right now or check out the playlist down below. If you liked that video, then please do leave a like on it and subscribe if you aren't already. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.